Hi, Dave Dinkel, and I thought while I was on a roll here about various topics for the 2-minute fix, I'd pick up on the last one and talk about assignability of contracts. Very, very important. Ideally, you don't want to assign contracts because your profits are too small. What you'd like is to have larger profits. We'll get into that at another time. But most states have 3 options. Now, some states actually have it in the contract. Remember, it's not the state that did the contract, it's the realtor who did the contract. Instead of giving you an option, it says right in there it's not assignable. That doesn't mean it's not assignable if you don't add a clause that says it's assignable, overrides the contract. But let's talk about the 3 normal options. It's assignable, it's not assignable, or it's assignable with liability. So when you go into offering a contract to a listing agent, again, you do this to the homeowner, they don't care. But to a listing agent, they're focused on, I have to check this contract because if I don't, this guy's going to slide out and not close. So I'm going to make it very, very onerous on him, us being the investor. So which one do you choose? Well, we choose none of the 3. And the reason is, if specifically, any contract, if it doesn't say it's not assignable, it is. Yes. So I'm going to hear a firestorm about that. You know, it doesn't matter. I've been through this too many times in my many, many deals that I've done, through too many attorneys that finally say, yeah, you're right, but don't tell anybody about it. Why not? So let's talk about what happens if you send it in, 3 choices, it's blank. You get it back signed by the seller and they've checked it's not assignable. Well, it's not the end of the world. It just means that if you can't make a big enough profit on it, you give it back. Or, hey, we just had one. A student came to me and he says, $444,000. I have no money. I said, it doesn't matter. We do those transactional fundings for him. I said to him, what's your profit? He said, well, it didn't work out like I thought it was going to be. It's only $12,000. Oh, on a $447,000 property, it's $12,000. Bad news. Now, why was it so small? Very quickly, the second stage of getting a property is getting a price reduction. He didn't get a price reduction. So now he's faced with, he can't close it and make any money, especially if he has to do a double closing. But he can't do a double closing because it has a deed restriction. A short sale, half the money, boom, automatic deed restriction. So he says to me, will you fund it for 30 days? I said, no. If I fund it, it's going to cost a certain amount of money, and you'll owe me money before you close. So now he has his earnest money deposit at risk. So he said to me, what can I do? I said, go back and get a discount. Tell him you're not going to close. So he did. So now he's going to make $20-some thousand, and I'm going to make the money to carry for 30 days. How do I know he's going to make 20-some thousand? Because in the wings, there's a buyer out there. He'll advertise it, perhaps get another buyer for a higher price. You can play these videos over. I'm going pretty fast because I have a 2-minute deadline. Thank goodness they don't have a Kong out there. So the question about assignability is you're losing money if you have to assign properties because you're not making enough on them. Here, I'm going to take another minute. I had what was considered a successful wholesaler come to me. He said, I want to join your mentoring program. And I said, you're already doing deals. He said, I did 110 in the last 2 years. I said, well, 110 is not bad. He said, no, it's terrible. I didn't make any money. I went with what the other guys told me, and 1,500 was a big profit. And I said, well, 1,500, 100 deals, 150,000, you know, it's not enough. He said, I had more overhead than that. I can't pay people and make money like that. So I want to know how you average $20,400 a deal on your wholesale deals. I said, okay. Had he done the methods that we use to get the larger, lower prices, larger profits, he would have made over $2 million. He could have retired if he wanted to at that. So look, I know you're out there in North Dakota, South Dakota, you know, you live in a town of 3,000 people, but you have to learn how, if you're going to do this and make a living at it, make a career out of it. Even if you only want to do 1 deal a month, you have to learn how to get bigger profits.